Hi, I'm here tonight at the Writers Boot Camp in Santa Monica. I am just about to go in to listen to Brene Brown speak. I just heard about her when she was on the Katie Couric show last week, and she is talking about her new book called Daring Greatly. I'm very excited to be inspired by her this evening.
I don't think anything threw me into kind of the breakdown spiritual awakening that happened for me in 2007 as much as the parenting data. And what emerged from that data that was so profoundly transformative for me was this idea. Who we are is a far more accurate predictor of how our children will do than what we know about parenting. And we cannot give children what we don't have. So if we want to raise children who dare greatly, we have to dare greatly, and we have to let them see what that looks like. We have to share our success with them, and we have to share our struggle with them. And I think one of the big important things is we have to know who we are. Like, there is this complete, and I'm going to talk about this tomorrow night at Campbell Hall, there's this really strange mythology in our country that when we have, in our culture, that when we have children, our job is to set aside our wholehearted journey and now spend all of our time and effort and energy preparing our children for their wholehearted journey. And that is not true. The truth is that when we have kids, we stay on our journey. Carl Jung has this great quote that said, "The greatest pain of any child is the unlived lie of a parent." No, but it's true. And so I think the thing is that we have to, especially adolescence is kind of like a shame minefield, right? We all remember it. It's a very tender age. It's when they're trying on all the pieces of armor, but they don't quite fit yet, so a lot of hurt gets in. I think, and I spend a lot of time not only researching parenting, but talking about it because my husband's a pediatrician. And so I think it's about letting our kids know that we're human, letting them see the struggle, really focusing on shame, resilience, and self-worth and worthiness. If I was going to say anything, if I was going to say if you could do anything that would be transformative for your children, make sure where you live is always a place where they feel like they belong. Belonging is this huge thing for us. It's in our DNA. It's so important. And when I went into schools, and one of the questions I asked is, here's something weird from the data. The number one barrier to belonging that emerged from the data was fitting in. So fitting in is assessing the situation and acclimating, where belonging is just showing up. So when we ask kids, what do you think the difference is between fitting and belonging? Oh my God, they just nailed it. They would say things like, if I have to be like you, it's fitting in. If I get to be me, it's belonging. But over and over and over, what we heard from kids is, they always call you miss when you go into schools, but miss, what's really not belonging at school is so painful, but nothing hurts like not belonging at home. And so one of the things I think we have to be very careful about is doing our own work, doing our own shame work, doing our own vulnerability work, so that we can make sure we create belonging. So when our 16-year-old daughter comes home and says, they didn't let me sit with them at lunch, our response is not, I told you to pull back your hair and wear some of those cute clothes I bought you, which happens every day, a million times a day, as opposed to sitting down next to them and saying, I know what that feels like, and I'm so sorry, and let's talk about that. So I think it's about showing up as a parent, as a person. That is the big thing. And teenagers are hardwired for struggle. If you treat them like a child, they're going to hate your guts. If you treat them like an adult, you're going to scare them, they're going to hate your guts. And so it's their job to push and our job to hold.